Welcome, North Texas business owners. Michael D. Rubin here for Sell Your Company for Maximum Value. I'm the CEO and founder of MDR Associates, a high-touch boutique M&A firm in Frisco, Texas, near the Star. I'm in the studio with my co-host, Jenny Swain.
Hey, hey. How's it going today?
I'm doing great. How
Awesome.
are you? It's
I'm
Sunday.
Good. It's Sunday. Yay.
We're a few weeks away from Easter. Oh, I still think back to Easter, and I just love celebrating my Lord and Savior. Let's get into chapter this week. What are we doing, Jenny? Last week we did chapter 5, put your buyer hat on. That was pretty interesting.
That's right. It was. Hey, real quick, you might tell people who have never listened before what you're talking about, what this book is.
Sure. So I wrote a book last summer called Sell Your Company for Maximum Value. After 225 successful exits of baby boomers and people that are approaching retirement age, we successfully sold 220 companies in 15 years, and I decided to put that knowledge in a book. It's an easy-to-read book. It's 110 pages. Quick read. My clients are reading it in a day or two. Really describes the process of selling your company you've been building here in Texas for the last 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years. If you're approaching retirement age, you want a free copy of the book.
That's right.
First 5 people to text me on my private and confidential cell phone right now. First 5 business owners to call me. You have to be a business owner. Give me your name, your business type, why you want the book. I'd love to get in your hands. We'll even do an introductory call tomorrow on Monday if you'd like to speak and get a free opinion of value. So get your pens ready. Here it is. Here's my private cell phone, 469-995-6060, 469-995-6060. My name is Michael D. Rubin. We're a Christian firm. That just means we're high integrity, high transparency, and high confidentiality at all times. 469-995-6060.
And Michael, I also think right now, because we haven't talked about it in a while, let's talk about the silver tsunami and what's going on in the industry. And
let's mention those stats again. That's a great suggestion. So here's the stats for baby boomers. These are startling statistics. Listen to this. There's 77 million baby boomers in the United States, and they own a remarkable 40% of all the small businesses that have been started and grown. That's 40% of all small businesses are owned by the hardworking baby boomers. I tell you, these are my heroes. They really are. And that represents, here's the one that really gets me. That represents 10 trillion, not billion, not million, not billion, $10 trillion of company value that we get to exit and defend and try to sell for maximum value. Most people that have been growing a company, I've found we've probably done 2,000 to 3,000 discovery meetings where we just meet with a business owner. Most business owners don't know what their company's worth.
Right. They've just been building their company all these years, haven't really thought a lot about their exit and what's going to happen when it's time for them to retire.
They don't know what's worth $1, $3, $5, $7, $10, $20 million. They have no idea what it's worth.
Exactly. And that's why it's really great to, even if you're not even really ready to sell right this second, it's still great to have a meeting. And
we still want to meet you because we want to get you prepared. What if the company's worth $4 million? They meet with you and I. We go over the 15 levers like we did last week to increase value, and all of a sudden the company's double in value because they change a few things.
Yep, exactly.
Right? They get a few more customers, so the customer concentration is not so high on the first couple customers. They hire a manager. They remove themselves from the business like we like to talk about. Some of the things we talked about last week were critical. And let's be honest, that makes a huge difference.
Right.
That's a huge difference. $4 million exit versus an $8 million exit.
Yep.
Ask your financial advisor what a $4 million exit versus an $8 million exit, or a $10 million exit versus Vicky last year. Hughes Tank we successfully completed over $20 million exit.
Right.
First offer we got was $9 million.
Yep. Exactly.
You spent months inside that company,
right,
Jenny?
Right. We had to do some prep work with them and some correction work and some things like that.
But I will say, we're no longer a small business brokerage. We really don't focus on anything under $1 million as far as company value. If you go to our website at www.mdr.com, that's MDRMA.com, MDRMA.com. You go to our website, you'll see our revenue says $3 million to $100 million in revenue, and that's where we tend to focus. Our average deal, I think, is $8 to $10 million. Our average listing that we're signing right now. So we're a true high touch boutique M&A advisory firm. Christian values just means we're high integrity, high transparency, and high confidentiality.
And Michael, tell the listeners why this is a great economic climate to think about this right now. What's going on in the the economy and what's going on with interest rates and with private equity firms, all of those things. What's happening with that?
It's the best time. 2024, now that we're past COVID, a couple years, everything's back to normal. Supply chain issues are no longer. You're noticing new cars, pre-owned cars are on the lots. The parts that some of these manufacturing companies that we represent, those parts are readily available.
Right.
And most importantly, the private equity world, if you're a company where your net income is above 1 or 2 million, 2 million is really the demarcation point. If your net income is above $2 million, like the company I met yesterday, that was a really unbelievable company, just really crazy good, and they called us off the radio. Mm-hmm. If your company is netting over $2 million, regardless of your gross, your top line revenue, you're going to be sold to potentially a private equity or family office. And private equity right now has trillions of dollars of cash that they must employ. They have to buy companies or give the money back to the investors.
Because there weren't any opportunities.
There weren't any opportunities
years.
in 21, 22, 23. Now's the perfect time if you're approaching retirement age, 50 to 70 years old, and you're thinking, man, I'd love to stop and slow down, smell the roses. I need a free value from a company. That's us, MDR Associates. Mm-hmm. Hit me on my personal and private cell phone at 469-995-6060. Text me your name, your business type. And I'll give you a call back Monday. I'll get you a free copy of the book for the next 5 people that text me on my cell phone at 469-995-6060. We talked about how we differ. I think it's our heart.
Yeah,
we love business owners. You walked in on a phone call just a second ago with a buyer. Whether I'm talking to buyers or sellers, I'm always transparent. I'm kind of a truth teller, so I don't always tell them what they want to hear. Right. But I will give you I'll give you an opinion of value, low to high, when we speak on the phone, because you don't know if you want to sell.
Right. Until you know what you're worth.
Until you know what you're worth.
And you always say, you want it to be a win. And if it can't be a win, then you don't want any part of it.
It's got to be a win for the seller, a win for the buyer, and a win for the kingdom of God. That's just how we're built. That's our heart.
And aren't we having someone come on here in a couple segments?
Yeah, actually, you know what? In about 10 minutes, stand by. We're going to have a previous seller that called me. I remember I was at the DFW airport. He's the largest custom builder in Austin. He called me 3 years ago. His name's Steven Ferguson. Mm-hmm. Steven Ferguson's going to come on the show, and we're going to talk to him about his experience with MDR Associates, what the process was like, what he experienced from first meeting when I drove down to Austin and looked at his $2 to $10 million custom homes and literally walked every lot with him and came back. We signed an engagement and listing agreement, came back. He's going to describe the process and, more importantly, what he's doing today. How's he doing? Is he retired? Yeah, I think he's mid-50s, so he's like a little older than me, but my age. I'm 53. I think maybe he's mid-50s. Steven Ferguson from England, got a great English accent.
I knew you were going to say that.
He's got a great English accent. He'll be on in just a few minutes. But this week, let's get into it. We're going to talk about Chapter 5 of the book. Chapter 5. So this book is an easy to read book. It's the Chapter 5. Chapter 5 was last week. Chapter 6, surround yourself with experts.
There you go. Yep.
Surround yourself with experts. So when you go to sell your company, you really have two choices. You can choose a individual home-based business broker, maybe has a small executive suite like we used to. You got to start selling small things.
Right.
But if you're a company that revenue is above $3 million, 5, 7, 10, 15, 20 or more, you really need a deal team.
Right.
You really need a team of experts. You need to be surrounded by experts. What do I mean? You need to do a 4K video. We're one of 5 companies now in the country that we used to be one of 3. People are catching on. I think we're a little cutting edge. We do a 4K HD video of your business, confidential. We under the guise of a marketing video. So Tom Luciato goes out, does a pre-production meeting, shoots a video. He is amazing at what he does for our company as VP of Video Production. Then we have Jenny, our CFO, who's really our lead analyst. She goes into your QuickBooks. Once we engage, she's going to go in and find those one-time hidden add-backs to get us to an EBITDA and then defend that EBITDA all the way through. It's almost like you're going to have an outsourced CFO once you engage with our firm. Other firms, you've got that one business broker that's guessing at net income, doesn't have a forensic account, doesn't have an MBA from SMU like you do, and isn't surrounded with experts. They're like one person trying to fill all those roles.
Do they even create marketing packages?
I didn't in the beginning. First year, I just sent out raw financials after I signed the NDA.
Right.
And then you quickly learn, wait a second, shouldn't be doing that.
Yeah, right. I mean, I sold a franchise.
Right.
I had a franchise for about 12 years, and at one point in time, I listed with a broker, and I don't remember any marketing package, anything like that.
No, so we do a professional 20 to 30 page marketing package. Jenny does that. Tom does the HD 3-minute video where you, as the principal, are talking on camera, drone footage of your facility. If you don't have a nice office, he's even for our survey company in Austin, he created like a green screen. He had a green screen and created a brand new office behind the gentleman.
Oh wow,
it's incredible.
That's pretty cool.
So you need to be surrounded by experts so the experts, the deal team, can package it correctly, and more importantly, go to defend that net, defend that price, and make sure that hard work you've had over 40 years, 30 years, make sure you end up with the maximum value. Isn't that what we want for our business owners?
Yes, we do. And
keep it confidential. Confidentiality is so important.
Right.
Keep it confidential and get me the max value. If that's you, if you're a business owner driving around listening to this, I know you're being bombarded every day, emails with business brokers. There's mailers, there's postcards, I can send you my book, and I will. Just hit first 5 callers to text me on my cell phone at 469-995-6060, 469-995-6060. Tell me your name, your business type, and I'll be glad to get a copy of this. I'll sign the book, get it to you, or we can do a introductory call tomorrow on Monday. So as we get into this and we talk about business broker versus deal team, yeah, I've seen a big difference. I did not have the capabilities at MDR Associates in 08, 09, and 10 until I started this marketing package first in 2011, 12, and 13, and brought on the video just a few years ago.
Right.
We've only done 15 videos, but we've sold 13 of those companies for max value because the video does a few things. Number one, it speeds up the process. Our average time on market is 4 months. The average time on market industry-wide is 9.5 months. So we're twice as fast as the average firm. Why? The video helps you do that, helps accomplish that. They don't need to interrupt your manufacturing facility. Buyers don't need to be walked through, and all of a sudden your employees are wondering, why are these people walking through our facility? Right. It doesn't keep the confidentiality solid if you don't have a video. The other thing is there's no reason a buyer needs to even look at your facility before an offer because they've already met you. They've already seen it. They've already seen it in the video.
Right. Yeah, you can get a really good sense of what it is that you might be buying with what the seller will in that video. The seller tells their origin story. They talk about strengths, weaknesses, all the things that you want to know are in that video and in that marketing package.
Incredible. It's incredible. I mean, Tom is so talented. He worked at Fox Television for 20 years. You'll notice he has a 30-second spot in this radio program. But his company is called MDR Television, and he does videos. If you need a video and you're a company and you just like even a marketing video, absolutely reach out to Tom. Listen to this 30-second commercial that's coming on the break, but he's awesome. He is incredible.
It's amazing.
He just turned 70.
Well, didn't he do all of the videos on our website?
He did all 60 videos on our website.
So to get a real sense of his work,
our website is a real good website. Their forwarding domain, I guess I'll mention that. Just make sure you put in the www. It's sellmycompanynow.com. Sellmycompanynow.com. I got that forwarding domain because MDRMA is a little hard to remember.
Right.
So sellmycompanynow.com. Go to the website, look at our 60 videos. Watch Tom's video on how he explains why it's important to get a video. Like I've been explaining, there's one there about that. There's a video where Jenny, as our CFO, is explaining how the marketing package and what she does for clients as an outsourced CFO to really have that deal team, that surround yourself with experts team versus just one business broker. And I was that business broker. I respect and honor all business brokers. If you're a business broker and you're listening to this program and you don't have a deal team, that's okay. But I just don't think without the deal team, I don't think you can defend and more importantly, accomplish selling your company for maximum value. That's really what our business owners want.
Yes. Keep
it confidential that you don't want your clients, your competitors, right, or your employees to know that you're selling. It's imperative that we keep this confidential. I mean, we go under, if we meet with clients at their facility, we're an insurance agent or we're a banker. Or, when Tom comes in, it's a marketing video. It's really, there's risk when you introduce that you're selling. The first thing employees think if confidentiality is broken is I got to get a new job.
Right. What's going to happen to me?
What's going to happen to me? It's like human nature.
Right.
It's best to keep that until the very, very end. Introduce the new buyer the right way, which is later on in the book.
Mm-hmm.
But we've got Steven Ferguson coming up here in the next segment. Steven Ferguson coming up in the next segment. Wait around here. You're going to hear from a real live Englishman that I had the pleasure and honor of serving, walking alongside him for, it took 3.5 months to close his deal from listing. 3.5 months. That's it. And we had the perfect buyer. Awesome. You're going to hear the buyer's name is Nico, and his story coming up next. Don't turn the channel. We're going to take a short break here in 1 minute. Any final thoughts, Jenny, before we take a break?
I don't think so. I think we're good to go.
Okay. One last time, if you're a business owner and you want a free copy of the book, Sell Your Company for Maximum Value. It's a very easy read. I'll get you a signed copy for the first 5 people to text me on my cell phone at 469-995-6060, 469-995-6060, or simply go to our website. Our website is a serious resource. I totaled up how much we've invested in the website. It's $50,000 or $60,000 in our website.
There's a ton of stuff out there. It is great.
Stuff. Yeah. Sellmycompanynow.com. Sellmycompanynow.com. But if you're a business owner, listen. I want to thank you for supporting all those people. I know your employees are like family members like they are for me. Thank you for doing what you do. You're my hero. If you're a baby boomer out there, hardest working generation that we've ever had, it's an honor to serve them in what I call the silver tsunami. $10 trillion in company value being sold.
Right.
We're going to take a break with the show. And Jenny, we'll be right back.
All right.
Welcome back, Texas business owners. Michael D. Rubin, founder and CEO of MDR Associates, in the studio with my co-host.
I am Jenny Swain, CFO of MDR Associates.
Our Chief Financial Officer and serious analyst. Jenny, you have spent a lifetime, real quickly, 60 seconds, it seems like it, 60 seconds go into what your part of the deal team is. 60 seconds, high level, how do you support business owners when they sign an engagement with MDR Associates and myself?
Okay, all right. So when you first sign an engagement, you start providing us a bunch of information about your company. And I take all of that information, your financials, your business profile, and I turn it into a marketing package that is pretty comprehensive. Depending on your size, it could be anywhere from 9 to 15 to 20 pages. And it's going to provide a prospective buyer with all the information they need to start asking questions and submit an LOI eventually. And then once that process
that includes business facts, right? It includes
business facts, business backgrounds,
profit and loss, balance sheets.
P&L, balance sheets sometimes. We pull information from your tax returns.
Nice.
If we can, we talk about your customers as far as just high level, just to
organizational chart.
That's right. Yep. Key employees, what
and
they
then
do.
Industry statistics at the end. It's called a confidential information memorandum, a SIM in our business, but we just say marketing package. We like to simplify.
Right. And we also provide strengths, weaknesses, opportunities for growth.
Right. With that in the video, we really think we package it really well. And let's talk about the third thing we do.
Right.
For larger companies, and I guess I just offer it this week as well. If you're a bigger company and you don't know if you want to sell to, you know how much you're worth, we do third-party business valuations with another firm that does hundreds of them a year. Right. They're the best. These documents are 150 pages. They match the marketing package. So a lot of times we'll have the confidential, we'll have the marketing package, we'll have the third-party business valuation, and we'll have the video. Right. We'll have all three.
Right.
We go to market. I think we package it better than anyone. As a deal team, we talk about not being an individual business broker, but we're an M&A high-touch M&A advisory firm with a deal team, with Jenny as the CFO, Tom with the VP of video production. And
sometimes clients just start with the valuation because they want to know in depth. We can give them, kind of an informal value. But to know really in depth based on market comps and the industry that they're in, they just want to know what they're worth. And then depending on that, they either go back to the drawing board and try to build their business up for higher value, or they decide they want to list.
So we're going to give 50% off business valuation. If you end up doing a valuation with us, we're going to do it's thousands of dollars off because you don't know if you want to sell until you know what you're worth. Now, one last time before the break, we're going to take another quick break, and Steven Ferguson's coming right on the line. Previous client we served out of Austin. I'm Michael D. Rubin. If you'd like the book, first 5 callers to text me on my cell phone at 469-995-6060, 469-995-6060. Get you a signed copy of the book and an introductory call tomorrow on Monday. We're going to take another quick break. We'll be right back with Steven Ferguson, our previous client. All right, North Texas business owners, welcome back to Sell Your Company for Maximum Value. I promised you I would produce one of our previous clients. He's coming to us from London, but lives in Austin, has built an incredible business over the last, I think it was what, Steven, 10, 15 years? 9 years?
Yeah, it was about 5 or 6 years with the actual company, but I've been doing in that line of work for 15 plus years.
Yeah, so you gave me a call because I think my brother, David Rubin, my older brother in Austin, finally referred a business to us. Can you believe that? That's awesome. Hey. Thanks, David. David refers me to Steven Ferguson. And Steven, tell us, we have business owners all over North Texas listening to this show, they're approaching retirement age, wanting to sell their business. Take us back to that call when I was in DFW. Take us through the transaction and what you experienced with MDR Associates.
Yeah, like Mike said, I was really good friends with his older brother, David, and at the time we were deep in the midst of COVID. I'd been running the custom home building construction company for about 5 years, building for clients. Prior to that, it had all been kind of spec homes and investment-based stuff. And long story short, it was starting to take its toll a little bit. It had blossomed and grown tremendously, kind of in line with a lot of what had happened, certainly in Texas and especially in Austin. And I'd been talking with the brother David, and he was like, "Hey, you should reach out to Mike. You should, inquire about selling this company." So he gave me his number, hopped on a call with Mike. You were at the airport, I think, when you answered my first call.
That's right. And I think you told me that most of your advisors said it was unsellable.
Exactly. I mean, I think even you said that you'd never sold a custom home building company before, and it wasn't, it was a business that wasn't necessarily desirable when folks are looking to buy companies. But nevertheless, you said, you know what, you're a friend of Dave's. I can sell anything. I'm going to take it on. And boy, did you.
So I drove down to Austin, right, and we walked all the lots together?
We did. I gave you a tour of some of the homes that we had under construction, some of the stuff that we'd finished, and then my wonderful wife came and joined us, and we sat outside the Grove and had lunch, and you gave us the lowdown on what you did, what MDR Associates did, and what you were capable of doing, and within less than an hour sitting down there, you had convinced me that you were the right person for the job, and I had already made a decision right then and there that we were going to list a company with you and let you go at it.
Well, and then we started the process. Take us through the 10-step unique process, right? We listed the company with some information. Jenny, you provided us information. Jenny, our CFO, put it all together. We went on the websites and talked about the two buyers that we had and those intense negotiations and how that went.
Yeah, I think within maybe, probably less than 30 days of me signing the agreement with you to list it, you guys had turned everything around. You had the company profile built. You had it on the website. You had it listed. And right away you had two buyers on the hook. I remember you called me and you were like, "Steve, you're not going to believe this. We've got a buyer, and then we've got another buyer." And I was like, "Don't really believe it, but I'll take your word for it, mate."
Well, you know what I like to say to everyone in my team is that God can't breathe on it until we put it on the websites. We pay to be at the highest spot. So we had two buyers. We had Nico and another private equity buyer. Take us through that.
We did. So two individuals who I had never met before, knew nothing about. Long story short, they came from very different backgrounds, had very different approaches. Nico had been heavily involved in commercial real estate up in Las Vegas area. And then Brian was a VC guy down here in Austin that had done several things in real estate in Austin and actually lived in the community where we had built multiple homes.
Yep, so kind of a slick private equity guy. I remember, yep, very smart.
He was. And long story short, you said that both offers were comparable and that you normally wouldn't do this before signing an LOI, but you said the best thing, Steve, that you can do is just go sit down with these two guys and get a feel for them. So we did exactly that. I met them both in a coffee shop in Austin that I like to frequent. Going into that, I was 99% sure that we were going to go with the private equity guy. They were the kind of most polished and seemed to be the group that would make the most sense. And even you agreed with me at that point, and we sat down and I had those meetings, and I literally called you the moment I got out of meeting with Nico, and I was like, he's the man.
I'm glad you agreed with me. Nico, I knew he was going to roll up his sleeves, continue the generational legacy of the incredible custom builder that you've built. EFF Custom Homes. If you're in Austin, folks, and I got two leads in Austin yesterday. If you're in Austin, you're building, you want to build a really high-end home, EFF Custom Home. And at the end of this, Steven, I want you to give your number so that people can reach out to you. But what else happened? So we chose Nico. We had an SBA loan approved, but I had a backup plan. Take us through how it was critical that I had that plan B, that backup plan, and how we closed the deal.
We did. We chose Nico, great guy, had been saving his whole life to live out his dream of buying a business over here. He'd emigrated from Lebanon about the same time that I came over from England, so we had this great kind of parallel story of how we ended up in the U.S., and you'd put him in touch with one of the top guys at the SBA that you knew, and everything was done and dusted, and then we were at the 11th hour, and he gets a phone call from them, and they're not going to approve his loan.
Unbelievable. So we had a seller financing and cash scenario that I came up with that I'd already kind of prompted you about and told you about, and we ended up closing with cash and seller financing. Multi-million-dollar transaction with cash and seller financing out of his 401k. That's right. We have taken buyers' 401k and turned that into a company buying machine before 9 or 10 times. So that was a great thing. Nico was very palatable. The right buyer normally is. Tell us what's going on today. You're still working with Nico on so many projects in the Westlake area and other areas. Tell us what's happening today with EFF Custom Homes. I love what's happening today.
Yeah, I had my 1 year kind of earn out and buyout, and they'd agreed to stay on, and that year elapsed very quickly, and Nico and I had formed an unbelievable bond and working relationship, and he asked me if I'd be willing to stay on, and I said I absolutely would. And so it's been it'll be 3 years in September this year since we sold the company, and I am still with them and enjoying every minute of it. Nico is a phenomenal business owner. He's done such a wonderful job with the company. It's a pleasure to work with him, and could never have foreseen, when I spoke about selling this 3.5, 4 years ago, could never have foreseen myself still with the company having sold it. That was not even in the realm of possibility. But everything works out for a reason, and certainly without Mike and his team, this would never have happened.
Well, I'm so honored and blessed to have worked with you. I feel like I've made a lifelong friend. That's how I feel.
Well, likewise, my friend. Likewise, I appreciate it.
All right, so EFF Custom Homes. If you want a high-end home, I tell you, you build for some of the top people in Facebook, top lawyers in Dallas. If you want the greatest piece of dirt and the highest-end home possible, how would someone get a hold of you at EFF Custom Homes?
It's EEF, 2 E's, 1 F, EEF Custom Homes. Just go to the website, eefhomes.com. All our contact information's on there. Reach out, and you'll get a call back directly from me, because it all comes to me still.
Will you forgive me that I missed a syllable? Are we still friends?
Oh.
Okay.
No, it's confusing.
Get back to work, my friend. Thanks for joining us and Sell Your Company for Maximum Value. All right, I love you, brother.
It.
Talk to you later.
Okay, man. Talk to you soon.
Bye-bye. Well, that was fantastic. That was unbelievable. Jenny, what do you think of that?
That was cool. It was a great story, great ending. I can't believe he's still with them 3 years later. 3
years later, and he's still with them.
Yeah.
We pray that the right buyer comes along. We're a prayerful group, and you trust the Lord, and I talk to business owners every day. We had 4 discovery meetings off the radio this week. I mean, all different kind of businesses. It's amazing. We've had 15, 20 leads. We've got 3 signed engagements now off the radio. It's incredible. Right. Texas business owners want the right team. It's a once in a lifetime sale. Right. One thing that I took away from that conversation is you're so good at pivoting, right? The loan didn't go through, so you 2 weeks before close. Yeah, you just came up with something else. And I saw it also with Peterson's. There was a lot of speed bumps there at the end. And, yes, there were. And you were just pivoting and making things work and giving them options. Well, I think you have to have an option in case the bank doesn't approve the loan. And so I always have a plan B. I don't think a lot of M&A advisors maybe have plan A, B, and sometimes C. And it comes from experience, too. Yeah, I think you have to have critical thinking. You have to be quick on your feet. You have to have thick skin. These deals die once, twice, 3, 4, 5 times. Right. And you got to be able to revive it. And the whole time I'm reviving deals, you know what I'm thinking about? What? What's best for my seller. Mm-hmm. Yeah. What's best for his family. Right. It's a heart. We're different at MDR Associates. I just know we are. I watch how you treat clients. I watch how our VP of video production, Tom, treats clients. I watch how Todd Hutchinson calls clients, our VP of exit strategy. And I'm just always going to be sensitive. Our brand promise is your goals and objectives come before our goals and objectives. Right. Exactly. It's on our brand promise on our website at sellmycompanynow.com. We're going to take a quick break. Jenny, you were going to say? I was going to say they're the ones that have done all the work, and they have built these companies, and now it's time to give them a respectable, amazing, wonderful exit. That's right. If you want to start, at least find out what you're worth like Steven Ferguson did, and you want to reach out to me confidentially, and you want to hit me on my personal and private cell phone, text me your name, your business type, and what you're trying to accomplish, and just name, business type. I'll give you a complimentary copy of the book, 50% off your third-party valuation if you end up being a client of ours. We're gonna take a quick break. My number directly is 469-995-6060, 469-995-6060. We'll be right back in a second with a little bit more. We'll wrap up the show with Sell Your Company for Maximum Value. Welcome back, North Texas business owners. Wow, that was incredible hearing from Steven Ferguson.
Yeah,
and
that was great.
His side of the experience. I remember getting a call from him. I was in the DFW airport with Christy. We were going on a vacation. He said, my brother has just referred him as a business owner, and I dropped the phone.
Really?
I was like, my brother, it's been like 14 years. He's finally he's a very successful business guy.
Well, tell him to send some more your way.
Yeah, I need to call my brother and say, absolutely, send me someone like Steven Ferguson.
Yeah.
The problem is he is that guy that was just on the line. Mm-hmm. One of the most honorable, one of the most highest integrity. The guy it was such a pleasure to walk alongside him for 4 months and get that deal done.
Well, I like hearing the very end of the deal, right? Because I usually am involved up through the diligence process. Yeah. But then once all the paperwork starts and the closing starts, I don't get to hear any of those pieces as much. Yep. So I loved hearing how you were able to, hit a roadblock and pivot and figure out something different.
Well, that's what we got to do. That's what we got. These deals are very treacherous. They're like the most treacherous roller coaster at Six Flags. You feel like you're losing control at times.
Six
Hands
Flags.
Up in the air.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Try Disney World.
My grandchildren were at Six Flags yesterday with her family, and I know they had a blast. Anyway, I want to get back to the idea of you building your company. You're a business owner here in Texas. I got a call this week from Austin. I didn't know the signal at WBAP goes all the way to Austin. That's amazing.
Is that someone your brother sent?
No. Okay. Brother didn't send that one. Okay. But it was a guy that had a very, very, very successful child care that was netting $300,000-$400,000 a year, and now it's netting zero.
Oh,
and he asked me what it's worth.
Zero.
It's worth zero.
Right.
It's unsellable. If 2 of your teachers, 3 of your teachers leave, if the market just changes in rates, if all of a sudden it's more expensive in your business to run this or that or that or this, payroll changes a few percentage points, maybe cost of goods changes a few percentage points, you go from being worth $2-3 million to nothing.
Right. We talked about it last week about all these different things that increase or decrease value. And as long as you are exhibiting level to a little bit of increase.
Don't wait. You know what I would say?
It's a great time to sell.
Now? I'm just at the point where I've had 4 conversations off the radio where a company was worth $12 million, now it's $1 million, real estate value only. A company is worth $3-4 million, worth zero. Another company was worth $2 million, it's only worth $250,000 what the real estate value is worth. Don't wait. If you're there in the car and you've built an incredible business, and you're thinking, I'll wait till it downturns to sell, it's unsellable if you have a couple quarters like that or a year or two.
Right. It's
sell it when it's counterintuitive.
Yeah.
You want to sell it when all of a sudden you're not making $500,000, you're not making $2 million a year.
You want to
anymore.
sell it when you're fed up. You don't want to sell it when you're at your peak.
What about, a lot of people call me and go, well, my general manager that runs everything just left. I'm ready to sell.
Yeah.
Worst time ever.
Right.
Worst, if you have a key employee that runs everything for you, kudos. You're not everything. You're not completely involved. You can take a 2-week vacation and the company still runs. Listen, if you're a business owner, you're approaching retirement age, at least find out what you're worth.
Yes.
Urgency. What are you worth?
Right.
Before
We always
you say no.
Start 1 to 3 to 5 years.
Start 6 months, 12 months ahead of time. If you're a business owner in Texas, you want to know what you're worth. You want to get a free copy, complimentary copy of the book, Sell Your Company for Maximum Value. Next five people that text me on my cell phone, at least we'll have a conversation. Conversations, I used to say to my kids, are free. Someone wants to hire you as a sales. They're both sales guys. Someone wants to hire you as a sales guy. Conversations free.
Right.
Looking at approaching retirement age. Conversations free. Complimentary copy of the book. At least you'll know what the process that Steven Ferguson went through.
Right.
Step 1 through 10. First 5 callers, text me 469-995-6060. That's my confidential and private cell phone. 469-995-6060. Michael D. Rubin with MDR Associates. Our website is sellmycompanynow.com. That's sellmycompanynow.com. What'd you think of the event with the championship deal team ambassadors. You had missed that event, if I remember correctly. You had tennis or something going on?
Tennis. Oh
tennis. It's always tennis or something.
No,
what
it was
what
kids.
was it?
It was in
kids?
the evening. It was kids.
Last week we had Ed Too Tall Jones and Randy White up to the Cowboy Club. We had 35 to 40 people. We gave away 2 footballs. One of the people we gave a football to was a business owner off the radio that signed an engagement with us last week.
Nice.
Big HVAC, commercial HVAC company.
That's awesome.
We sold more HVAC in the state of Texas than any other M&A advisory firm. 19 companies to date in the last 3 years. This is a big commercial company that we just listed. Unbelievable. Great reoccurring contracts, reoccurring revenue. Okay. Been building it for almost 40 years. You'll be building the marketing package real soon. Yeah. So we've signed that, and we're about to sign a locksmith tomorrow that has built a sizable business in Fort Worth. Meeting with him at 10 a.m. tomorrow in our office in Frisco. There's a lot of momentum right now, and we're going to max out.
Yeah.
We're going to max out. I can't work with more than 15 to 20 companies a year because I'm not going to have more than 5 business owners a quarter that are texting and calling because I like to be all in.
Right.
Describe that to our business owners before the program ends. In 30 seconds, what does all in mean for Michael Rubin and Jenny Swain?
Well, all in means we are basically at your beck and call. We will get everything done to the best of our ability, the highest quality.
They're our athletes.
And then
we're like agents.
That's right.
They're like
that's
our
right.
athletes.
Are we trying to come up with a...
No. We don't need to do Jerry Maguire. No,
today?
we're going to end this segment with no Jerry Maguire quote.
Okay. All right. No, we can only help just a small amount of people every quarter because we are high quality, our standards are high, and we can't dilute that.
We won't dilute it.
We won't.
And we want to be successful with over 90% of our engagements.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So if you're a North Texas business owner, last time I'm going to mention my private cell phone for the free complimentary copy of the book.
Tell them text.
Text is better. I don't phone calls. I've gotten a few phone calls off the radio.
Right.
Text. I prefer text.
Yeah. It's easy.
Hit me with your name, your business type, how we can assist you. Again, Michael D. Rubin, my private and personal and confidential cell phone. Here it comes. 469-995-6060. 469-995-6060. I'll get you a signed complimentary copy of the book, and I'll call you tomorrow on Monday. And I make those calls just so everyone knows from 10 to 1 p.m. the next day, Monday, tomorrow.
Right.
All right, everybody, have a great week. Keep building your businesses. When you're ready to sell, hit us on our website. It's sellmycompanynow.com. Sellmycompanynow.com. This is Michael Rubin and
Jenny Swain
with MDR Associates. Until next week, be blessed.
Have a great week.